This happened about a year ago, right before our final exams. To help students prepare, our school decided to keep the library open until midnight instead of the usual 5 p.m. I lived nearby, so I often chose to study there rather than at home. The silence and focus helped me concentrate. One evening, I left home around 6 p.m. and reached the library. Hours flew by as I stayed buried in my notes and books. When I finally looked at the clock, it was already 10 p.m. The latest I had ever stayed there. Usually, I would leave by 8, when there were still a few students around. But now, the library was deserted. I had just 15 minutes of work left, so I decided to finish quickly. Suddenly, I heard a faint limping sound behind the shelves. I stood up to check, but found no one. My chest tightened as I felt a strange unease. Without looking back again, I grabbed my bag and hurried out of the library. Outside was a long, dim corridor that led to the school's main gate. As I turned the corner, I froze. At the far end stood a woman. I couldn't make out her features, but something felt off. The closer I walked, the heavier the atmosphere got. Feeling uneasy, I nervously called out, "Who's there?" But she vanished the moment I spoke. I gasped, gathered my courage, and rushed toward the exit. The streets were unusually empty, strange for a neighborhood that usually had people walking around even late at night. My body was weak from studying and fear. I kept my eyes on the ground, focused on just getting home. Then I saw it, a shadow stretching toward me. But no one was nearby. When I finally looked up, a woman was walking ahead of me, slowly, almost dragging her legs. Her hair was wild, and she wore torn, dirty clothes. Her limbs seemed twisted, barely holding her up. I caught up to her quickly. She was moving unnaturally, like something was broken inside her. My instinct screamed not to get closer. I couldn't walk past her. I stood frozen in fear. Then, without turning fully, she whispered, "Have you seen my daughter?" Her voice was dry, like wind through dead leaves. My lips wouldn't move. To get away from her, I pointed towards the far end of the street and said, "I think I saw her over there." She turned and limped toward the direction I had pointed. I waited until she was out of sight. Then I ran. As I rushed home, I suddenly heard a shrill scream echoing in the night. "She's here!" I blacked out. When I woke up, I was in my home. My neighbor had found me unconscious on the road and brought me back. I told him everything. He grew pale and then quietly told me. Back in 1998, a woman named Mira lost her 10-year-old daughter Ria in a tragic accident near the school playground. After losing her, Mira was never the same. She disappeared weeks later. Since then, people have reported seeing a woman wandering near the school at night, asking passers-by if they've seen her daughter. No one knows what she's truly looking for, but some say if you lie to her, she always comes back.